Hey, I want to thank you for your interest in the Duluth Police Department and wish you well in the process. I told you we were going to do this video to help you through the interviews because we've seen many people struggle in the interviews. Remember, this is a position you want to have for 20, 30, 40 years. So spend the time practicing and reviewing what you're going to say. But first of all, I want to let you know what we are looking for in our candidates, right? We are looking for people with strong communication skills, those that can de-escalate tense situations, and that will come across in your interview. People that can talk to volatile people and get them to cooperate without having to use force. Really, that's our ultimate goal, right? Those interpersonal skills, the communication skills are critical for our police officers to have. In the interview process, that's one of the things we're going to be judging you on. Additionally, we're going to want to hear you talk about the importance of relationships in police work. Not only with your residents and those you serve, but also your community partners, whether it be homeless outreach workers or probation, parole, public defense, social services. Those are all important players in our field that we need to establish relationships with so that we can provide the best service possible and solve problems in our community. Along those lines, about yourself, you're going to have explain how you are different. What is your life experience that makes you a good police candidate? What things have you done in your life that separates you from others? How your maturity will impact you in your work, on your job. I remember a conversation with a candidate several years ago, and he had grown up very disadvantaged, grew up in the projects, and later told me, when I asked him why he didn't talk about that in his interview, he said that he was embarrassed about it. Well, to me, that adversity he faced helped make him who he is. And we are frequently dealing with people in that similar situation, people that face adversity and that have issues paying the bills. And the fact that he could relate to that is, to me, of great value. So if you have that adversity you can talk about, I would highly recommend that you bring up some of the adversities you faced in life. In addition, the knowledge of community policing, that is our focus on this department. Working with youth, getting out of the squad car and having positive contact with people other than when there is problems is key to the successful nature of our police department. When we look across the country at the way some of the communities are struggling with community police relationships, we don't necessarily have that here, or not to the extent that many of these other communities are facing, because our cops know our community members and we have relationships with them. Throughout the year we do a lot of different community meetings. We do community meetings almost weekly, in addition to spending time with kids at different events, Boys and Girl Clubs, neighborhood youth services, all the different types of activities that go on in our neighborhoods. Our cops are there building those relationships. Service before self is something that we would want to hear, how you really put service and others before yourself. What have you done? Where have you volunteered? What have you done in your community to make it better? How have you helped other people? Interviewers remember stories rather than just saying, I believe in this philosophy or whatever. If you can share certain stories, that is very powerful versus just talking about your philosophy. In addition, we want people that have diverse interests, that have interests outside of police work. That is, different hobbies, things you like to do, other than just talking about policing. We recognize that the more educated, the more diverse interests people have, the better adjusted they are at police work. We also want lifelong learners, people that are going to not just stop learning once they get the job, people that are interested in our field and how we can do better, that want to go to training on this or that, where they're just haven't thrown in the towel on learning, but want to be the best they can be. That is a very important variable for us. And you have to remember, if you remember anything from this, the most common complaint about police officers is discourteous or uncivil behavior on the part of the officer. We want people that are going to treat people well, that are going to go above and beyond to help them and ensure that some of the things that are going on in other parts of the country with police departments and community relationships are not going to happen here. So thanks again for your interest in the Duluth Police Department, and we wish you well in the process.